So you're in your senior year of college or in graduate school working on your MBA, and you're looking at graduation. If you're taking a strategic management class, you may be assigned a management simulation like BSG or GLO-BUS and wondering, what is this thing? Hi, I'm Keith Burns, and I've been teaching this course for a number of years. In this series of videos, I want to show you how to succeed in both of these games. My class uses GLO-BUS, but you can use pretty much everything we cover here in your BSG company as well. As you've probably seen, you are a co-CEO of a company that produces action cameras like GoPro and drones in GLO-BUS and sneakers in BSG. Your company sells in 4 areas around the world, and your competitive rivals are teams managed by other students in your class. You'll make all of the major decisions of your company in this dog-eat-dog world. Things like product design, the price of the product, the marketing budget, and the level and composition of worker pay. You can also expand your factory and even buy robots to produce your product. Like most companies, yours has debt, but it currently has adequate cash flow to pay that debt. And like all corporations, yours has shareholders, who as owners of the company expect you to make decisions that earn them maximum return on their investment. These investor expectations come in the form of 5 measures of your performance: EPS, return on equity, quality rating, credit rating, and stock price. These 5 measures determine your score in the game. It's critical that you have partners with whom you can communicate effectively. This game is quite complex, and you and your partners will need to teach each other how it works. You'll also need to be in full agreement about your strategy and how you want to implement it. If you think you can do it alone, I'll warn you that I've had students admit to me that they had to, quote, log in before each week's deadline to fix what he or she screwed up. These uncooperative teams never seem to do very well in GLO-BUS. It's simply too much to do alone. If your team isn't talking at least 2 or 3 times a week about your company, you are not likely to stack up very well against your competitive rivals. Now at this point, you may be thinking that this sounds like one team is going to win this game and the rest are going to lose, because you think perhaps that business is a zero-sum game, and that means that if another company increases its profits, yours will decrease. That's not necessarily true in GLO-BUS or BSG, just like it's not necessarily true in the real world of business. The success of one well-managed firm doesn't always go hand in hand with the demise of another. So, the first and perhaps most important lesson from BSG and GLO-BUS comes from Harvard's strategy guru, Michael Porter, who said that the essence of strategy is about being different. Or, as I have rephrased it, the goal of strategic management is to make your company the only store on the island. In other words, the best way to compete successfully in GLO-BUS, BSG, or the real world is to avoid the competition whenever possible. This isn't the perfectly competitive market that your economics professor praised as great for consumers. Your goal as a co-CEO is to avoid that zero-profit world at all costs. If you think about hugely profitable companies in the real world, like Microsoft, Apple, Google, and Walmart, you should see that it's difficult to find a company that is really a close competitive rival to any of these firms. Less competition usually means greater profits. This is because competition weakens the control a company has over its price. So if your GLO-BUS or BSG product is just like that of another company, then lowering your price is the only option you have if you want to expand your business. But if your company and your product are different from the others, you have more freedom to charge whatever price the market will bear. Find ways to be unlike the other companies, and your profitability is likely to increase. We'll talk about how to be different in GLO-BUS and BSG and how to make decisions that will help you score big and win the game. In the meantime, we'd love for you to like, subscribe, and comment on this video. We'll see you then.